Bum 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 bum. We are doing a Saturday show, which is, Way of the Brush. As you may or may not know, we're doing this. Hi there. Welcome to another episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host. Sorry, I'm fiddling with my pocket here. I got my phone in here. Stupid phones. Stupid phones. Anyway, welcome to another episode of Way of the Brush with me, your host, Kris, aka the Name Butcher, aka Hey You Get Off My Lawn, aka Kris, you're being creepy again. Way of the Brush, the most informative 120 minutes on the internet on the wargaming lifestyle. We'll talk about basically anything. Mostly it's wargaming and painting and everything like that. So first time viewers, if you are wanting to keep the conversation on the hobby side of things, be sure to ask your questions in the chat, whichever direction it might be in for you. And if you're not able to watch this live, you can always ask your questions in the comments. Feel free. And of course, you can, if you're leaving a comment, you might as well leave a thumb up and, follow and all that other stuff. And, I like to answer questions. I like engaging with all of you and helping people out, especially newer people. It's just a lot of fun. It just helps. And these days, it just seems like there's so much toxicity out there that, I don't really go in for that. I know people have asked, get called the shill and other things. And, it doesn't really bother me. I don't really care. This is for fun, right? And this is a hobby. We should be doing this for fun. Warhammer painting is a hobby. It is supposed to be fun and you should be enjoying yourself. And if you're all wound up over this kind of stuff, I don't know what to tell you other than maybe change hobbies. You know what I mean? Like if this stuff upsets you, yeah, maybe it's time to look elsewhere because it's not for you. It's not for you. It's you're obviously upset about things, right? So anyway, in the description, links for merch, stuff like that. Patreon, huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your support, these videos and such are not possible. And so huge thank you to all my patrons for their continued support and all you brand new ones as well. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, all that helps the channel as well. All it takes is a couple clicks of a button and you're helping me out a great deal. And so a huge thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, you can also click memberships as well. There's various tiers and perks associated with those tiers. So huge thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that as well. I don't know. T-shirts? Want to get a t-shirt? Watch this on YouTube. You should see it down below. Otherwise, click waythebrush.com and it'll take you off to, where you want to get to. Oi. Carhu 523. Thank you. Good car. Oh, it's gone. Sorry, I'm already starting to sweat. It's getting warm where I live. I live in the Niagara Falls region of Canada. And Canada, it does get warm. Believe it or not, I know some of the American viewers out there are probably like, Canada, isn't it all igloos and elk and reindeer and stuff like that? No. Very close to the border where Canada meets the US, there's a small temperate zone that exists, and it's the temperature swings wildly. Like in the summer, it can get really, really warm. In the winter, completely frozen. And when you get to the border, it's amazing because the snow just immediately stops, and then you have sunshine on the American side. Canadian side, complete wasteland of snow all year round. And yeah, as soon as you cross back over that border into the States, it's warm again. I don't know anybody who has ever seen the Canadian-American border. Yeah, it's really quite a sight to see. It makes you believe in mystical and magical things because how is this even possible? It's like there's an invisible shield that separates, this imaginary line that runs across the continent. The weather just immediately stops and it knows that, Americans, don't want that snow. Guns, yes. Snow, no. Right? So, yeah. And that's pretty much it. Evan Belleau, sup everybody? Sup? Tellendator, Teldenator. Hey y'all. Hello y'all. Yeah. So, today's show, we're just talking, because there's things that everybody's talking about, I don't know. I can't remember. It's from this small indie company, and they are producing a brand new edition of their game. I had no idea that it was already in its 10th edition. Amazingly enough, the game, what was it? Where's my notes? Warhammer 40,000 is the title of this game. Apparently it's very popular. Yeah, and there are like hundreds, if not dozens, of people that play it, and I think that's really, really quite special. Now, the miniatures, as they call them, are tiny little sculpts of various little characters, and you can paint them up or just assemble them and play with them as is, or what I mean. The game is much more interesting visually when they are all painted up, but yeah, it gets really, really quite interesting how this really kind of just exploded. Like I had no idea that this even existed, and yeah, it's really quite exciting. So yeah, check out this small indie game by this company. What was the company's name? Oh, it had a really fun name. Oh, Games Workshop. That's what it's called. Games Workshop. The game is called, what is it called? Warhammer 40,000 Leviathan. And apparently it's the 10th edition. So check it out, if you're wanting to, because why not, right? I don't know if that was enough BS for everybody, but Leviathan. Anyway, yeah. So been a lot of fun. Of course, everybody's conversations all about, the Leviathan, the rules, the 10th edition, the changes. Oof, because the whole thing has been changed, right? The whole meta has gone up in smoke, and we're dealing with a brand new meta for the game. It is, it's exciting. It's exciting. They've released all of the indexes for all of the factions within the game, and have released all the points values for free. All of that is available for free. I'm trying to think, not since second edition, when second edition dropped. Oi, painting Papa Bear. Thank you. You losing weight? No, I know where it is. I didn't lose it. I know exactly where it is, precisely. Yeah, so am I losing weight? I don't know. I've been told I am. I feel like it because my clothes doesn't quite fit. My clothing does not quite fit as well as it used to. Mind you, I was a big fat bastard, and these days I'm a bit more chubbier, thicker. Isn't that what the kids say these days? Thick. We're thick here. Oh, George, painting Papa Bear. George. Oh, you're George. George Hintz? Okay. I like the name. I like the handle change. It's nice. Painting Papa Bear. Yeah. It's fun. I like it. It's good. But yeah, no, I haven't lost it. I know exactly where it is. It moved from up here to my ass. No. Anyway, what was I talking about? Oh, box sets. Yeah. So, not since second edition have we had the game pivot like really, really far. Because like when we went from Rogue Trader, and Rogue Trader had all sorts of books and all sorts of rules, it wasn't to the same depth that the game currently is at, and it wasn't the same level of bloat that plagued 5th to 7th edition, where you had like all these different books and supplements and White Dwarf issues and articles and blah, 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 you know what I mean? Like you had all this freaking shit with you that you had to carry around with you when you played a game, right? And of course, now with the digital age and everything going to PDFs and things like that, it's a little bit more straightforward. You can just kind of, just play it and whatever, right? But yeah, second edition, when that dropped, it had all the rules for all the factions. Now they were very stripped down versions of the units. They did not have a lot of special abilities or anything like that. It was really, really bare bones, but it was there. It was all there for free. So when you ported over from Rogue Trader to the second edition 40K, you had everything, right? And so for a long time, now, mind you, the first codex to come out during second edition was Space Wolves. And of course, everybody gravitated towards Space Wolves because it was the first one. And they were the first one to have full rules. And for a long time, it was Space Wolves on the tabletops versus, mediocre armies with no rules to their faction, battling it out against Space Wolves who had full access to the rules. And yeah, it was kind of annoying. Whereas with this edition, we get access to all the rules. We have all the rules for all our units. And I think that is really, really cool. And now we have all the points values. So realistically, I've been asking this question, okay? And I'm going to ask this of all of you out there. Let me know, okay? Are codexes for this game still relevant and still needed? Are they? Okay? And will we see a change to the format of codexes? Because now that it's all data cards, right? Because like in Age of Sigmar, you still have the data cards, or War Scrolls, and you still have battle tomes, which are essentially the codexes, right? So you still have those two elements side by side, but, and I'm kind of curious about this, do you see a drop in sales for codexes and such versus the cards, where the cards, like people want to buy the cards because, well, not a lot of people like, the digital army list building, right? Either they don't want to pay for it or they got to wait forever for it to be supported, right? Like Battlescribe. A lot of people love Battlescribe. And I've used Battlescribe many, many times. But once I started paying for Warhammer Plus, I got the Warhammer app. Has that even been updated yet? I don't even know. Does that have the 10th edition stuff on it? Now I'm curious. I haven't even checked. I'm going to click it. It's probably going to need an update or something like that. I'll sign in. Oh, good. I'll do that later. Oh, no, there we go. Okay. I'm going to let that update. Internet might go to shit. Who knows? But yeah. Greenleaf Terrain, Wave the Hush. Fuzzy was a Kris. Yeah, I am getting kind of fuzzy on the head. Getting all my hairs. And I've got the white showing up in my sideburns here. Getting old, man. Getting old. But yeah, so are codexes still relevant in the game? I suppose if we're to look to the example of Age of Sigmar, battle tomes and war scrolls existing together for an army, sure, right? And so with codexes and data sheets, right? So I'd imagine, but what purpose are codexes other than lore, right? Because if the data sheet has all your rules for a unit in it, you don't really need a codex. So like, is it really for people who are into match play and competitive play? Only concerned with data sheets? Go to the games, bring your lists, right? Play your games. Bang, you're good. People who like to get a little bit more in depth, maybe want a bit more background, maybe a bit more on the color schemes, things like that, go for codexes so that it informs their painting schemes as well as how their army's going to perform on a tabletop. And you know what I mean? Like, I don't know if everybody is buying codexes and data sheets or battle tomes and war scrolls, right? Like, yeah, I'm not that heavy into Age of Sigmar. I have Ideneth the Deepkin, which is still in various states of painting. And yeah, I mean, like, there's the war scrolls for them and the battle tome. I haven't really felt it necessary to pick up the war scrolls because I had the battle tome and also have the digital app, which has all the stuff in it as well. So, I don't know. I mean, yeah. Anyway. Eric Fountain. Morning, Kris and Monkeys. Morning. Yeah. You know what? Since we're talking about what is on the pre-order menu today? Oh, there we go. Let's head over here. No, here. We're looking at like the army deals. Yeah, it looks like a units in a transport kind of thing. Book. Promotional item. Oh, the battlefield. Yeah, if you buy Leviathan through the web store or whatever, you can, or your local retailer. I can't remember. No, local got the dice tray and something else. Yeah. So yeah, there's not a lot. Cause yeah, I'm on the UK side, and yeah, there's not a lot going on. I'm pretty sure they stated that there wasn't going to be anything huge on the pre-order side of things because something like they're getting ready for the drop of 10th edition to ship everything out, to get everybody's orders out to them. So yeah, that's pretty cool. But yeah, so it's 10th edition. 10th edition dominating the conversation in our hobby space right now. I think it's pretty darn cool. I'm liking it. I've reread the rule book, and also went through. I did a long ass video. Click there, of me going through the Eldari data sheets. It's like 3 hours long, so it's a long watch. So if you want something in the background while I'm talking about my thoughts on a lot of the data sheets, well, all the data sheets, I go from beginning to end data sheets. It's a 3-hour video. Yeah. Off the top of my head, I really like what they've done with the Eldar and with these data sheets. Looking at the one faction is indication of how the other factions and the streamlining of rules and essentials, and obviously, like, I know a lot of people were upset. Like I'm on a few Facebook groups for like Eldar and stuff like that, and yeah, I know a lot of Eldari players are kind of miffed that a lot of the flavor in rules and stuff like that is gone. I know, like, for example, it's kind of a silly conversation, but one group of people were talking about how the Autarch had the Banshee mask and it had the rules for the Banshee mask, yet the Howling Banshees didn't have that rule of the Banshee mask. But it made no difference because the unit fights first. It always fights first, which is what the Banshee mask does. So does the data sheet have to be, if a character has a piece of war gear that a unit has, but the unit just automatically already has the ability because of the mask, like, do you need it explained to you? I know it feels like there's a lot of dum-dums out there who are just not grasping. No, this is all the old shit. Yeah, this is all the old shit. The app is still the old stuff. When does the app get updated? I don't know. But anyway, yeah, and it's like on YouTube. I see all these videos on like endings explained, like the end of Sopranos explained. I'm like, who the fuck needs that explained to them? Like, are you that stupid in the head that you don't understand what happened? Like is this the symptom of the age, that people are just so fucking out of tune with things that you need things explained to you? I guess. I guess. Oh man, life's not hard. Life isn't hard. You make it hard. Life's not hard. Russ Sandbags, are you excited for Imperial Armor Free Codex? Eldar Titan's Toughness 15. Eldar Titan being Toughness 15. Yeah, take whatever the Warlord is. Well, no, the Eldar Titan, that was previewed. Warhammer Community previewed that already. Way back, because I think that was a few weeks ago. Or a week ago. I can't remember. I'm going to scroll back here. I think it was like the second last index update, wasn't it? Something like that. Sorry, I'm going through the website right now. Warhammer community site. I'm looking for, there it is, Titans. Faction. It was the faction focus on Titans. And yeah, so here, let's go right here. Yeah, let's go right here. Yeah, so the Warlord Titan is toughness 16, and I think the Eldari one was 14, isn't it? Yeah, he's 14. So here's the Phantom Titan. And yeah, I dig it. I mean, I like it. Not gonna lie. I'm okay with all of this. Movement 14, fantastic. Toughness 14, that's good. I mean, you're only getting a 50-50 wounding on him with strength 14 weapons. Now, mind you, the way the game has changed, there are a fair amount of weapons that are that level or higher. But Titan on Titan battles, it really should be at that level where they're, 50-50 rolls and everything like that. It's a 2-up save, 4 invulnerable, 55 wounds. Yep, seems pretty logical. Leadership 6, okay. OC 20, that seems like quite a bit. Yet compared to like the Warlord, which is 30 and has 100 wounds. Yeah, it's considering that the Warlord is the equivalent of a Phantom Titan. I know a lot of people say, no, the Phantom is the equivalent of a Warlord. Yeah, they're both the battle titans. They're both the main battle titans for their factions. But the Eldari one is, far better, in my opinion. It has the Bombard, the Distortion Bombard with blast and devastating wounds. It'd be kind of cool if they had something more fit for apocalypse-sized weapons of this nature. Like a Mega Blast or something along those lines, or Apocalyptic Blast, so like instead it is, for every 5 models, it's 2 hits, it just basically doubles it, just so you get more people, right? Because in Apocalypse, right, you had those 10-inch blast range, blast templates, and that would just completely wipe people out. But anyway, 72 inches, nice. I think that's actually further than it used to go, I think. Maybe it's about the same. I think the old version of the Bombard was 60 inches. But anyway, D6 attacks, plus for blast. It has devastating wounds, hits on 3s, strength 20. So even against the Warlord Titan, he's rolling a 3 or better, which is not bad, right? Not bad at all. It -4 AP, doing 2d6 damage, and with devastating wounds. Oof, with devastating wounds. Okay, you all know what devastating wounds does, right? It is if you crit on the wound. Man, now I'm all messed up. If you crit on the wounds you inflict, or the damage characteristic of the attack, that's mortal wounds. So if you roll a crit on any of those D6 attacks, yeah, it's going to take 2d6 mortal wounds. That's pretty cool. The Phantom Pulsar, 120 inches. I believe that's what it's always been. 8 shots. That's quite a bit. I don't think it had that many. I think it used to be 4 just for the one gun. Hits on 3, strength 18, -4, doing 6 damage each shot. That's quite a bit. Then it has the Phantom Star Cannon, which is 4 shots, strength 8, -3, 2. Yeah, that's pretty consistent with the Star Cannon, other than the amount of shots. Pulse Laser, 3 shots, strength 9, -2, doing D6. Nice. The Missile Launcher is 2d6, strength 8, -3, 2. And then, of course, he also has his glaive if you equip him with a sword, but otherwise he has his feet. He's got happy feet. And yeah. Deadly Demise. When he goes down, he's going to do d6 plus 6 mortal wounds. Oof. Mind you, though, like, with Deadly Demise, though, it says it's only 6 inches. And, again, that doesn't feel big enough for a Titan. Deadly Demise, for apocalyptic types units, especially monster and titanic units and walker and vehicle and everything like that, it should be a 12-inch range. It should be a big blast, because it's like when these war engines get destroyed, that's like a big mushroom cloud on the battlefield, right? Faction Strands of Fate, Titanic advance. Each time this model makes a normal advance or fallback move, it can move over other models, excluding Titanic and terrain features that are 4 inches or less in height, as if they were not there. He's got the Towering Wraith construct. Each time you target this model with a stratagem, you must spend 3 times the stratagem stated CP cost to do so. Makes sense. That makes sense, as some of the Eldari stratagems are pretty darn good, and since they affect this guy, yeah, you should pay a little bit more to, use those conventions to help you in the battle, right? Flawless Poise. This model is eligible to shoot and declare a charge in which it fell back. Very, very cool. And on its last 16 to 1 wounds, subtract 10 from his objective control and subtract 1 from his 2 hit rolls, which is pretty straightforward, I think. Now, mind you, we don't have a look at the back of the thing because, well, if the index is coming up for free, I imagine we'll get the full thing when that comes out. But yeah, the Titans. I'm excited. Imperial armor. Yeah, I've been a big fan of Apocalypse for a very long time, and getting all these rules and everything for free as we get into 10th edition and the new edition of the game and how the game is changed. Yeah. Russ Sandbags. Oh, interesting. I didn't know. Yeah. Well, I mean, you subscribe to me. I can see. I do make shorts, and I've been covering this stuff. I've been covering a lot of the Warhammer community stuff in the short format. Just kind of a quick, hey, this is what this is about. Check it out. Give it a read if you like. Otherwise, don't bother, right? So, anyway. Solid Ohm. Hey, man. Nice new look regarding your point about missing flavor from the rules. I'd say I missed the customization element of list building, though I think I'm in the minority there. I liked customizing each of my units and chapter master. I also like the simulation style of older rules, though they were a bit more mealy. Sorry for the long message. Well, don't apologize for a long message. Yeah, I hear what you're saying. I know a lot of, because I know, like, we were just talking about this in the Discord. One of the monkeys was talking about how they didn't like, the loss of customization on the modeling side of things, right? Because there's no listed weapon options or anything like that. And so there's no wiggle room for modeling. But I think there's tremendous room for wiggle because it's such a broad term, close combat weapon. The close combat weapon could be anything. It's just a close combat weapon, right? So it's because now it's so broad, you can pretty much do whatever you want. The only time that customizations and kit bashes and stuff like that are going to give you a bit of trouble is at an official event or tournament or anything like that, right? Where if they state that you have to have what you see is what you get, the box set default is accepted, which I think would be really, really dumb and a bad move on their part, but it's entirely possible. And, yeah, I can see that. And so for list building and stuff like that, I think right now I was actually tempted to make a list currently because of I was actually planning on getting some games in like very, very soon. And I don't know about filming them. I'm just talking about getting some games in, getting very familiar with everything again, and playing, because I might get back into a bit more tournament scene around here, and possibly in the future. So yeah, but anyway, I know all these lofty goals, but anyway, yeah, like the list building, from what I can see from the points values, right? Because we just had access to the points values. Was that yesterday? Is that yesterday? Yeah, it's yesterday. And the manual, right here, I'm just going to go to Dari because that's what I know. And yeah, like Sewerman, 120 points. I'm pretty sure he's gone down a bit. The Autarch is only 65. That's it. The Autarch 65. The Skyrunner Autarch is 80. The Sky Leaper one is 80. That's it. So you just pay the 80 points. You can buy all your options, right? And you just play the game. Like I like that you don't have to fiddle around and I got to add 3 points here. I got to take 10 points off for this, and you know what I mean? And you just had these odd values. And how many times have we played games of 2,000 points and our total was 1,997. I had 3 points left that I couldn't spend on any piece of war gear. And yeah, you know what I mean? Like, whereas at least now we should be able to get to some nice, even if I'm playing a 2,000 point game, I should be able to make 2,000 points, right? I should be able to hit that 2,000 point mark. Whereas before you often ended up with, 1,999. You had 1 point. That, mind you, it really didn't make that much difference. And I think that's why the points values are so broad like this. It's because, how swingy is that, fusion pistol versus the shuriken pistol versus, whatever, right? And if it's in the Guardian's hand, is it as deadly as the Autarch's hand, right? And so how much of a point difference would that pistol make in that assessment? And I think they just kind of went, no, let's screw it. Let's just put a broad value down because of the swinginess of the war gear options, which there's not a lot of, mind you. The Autarch has a few options. The Void Reavers, the Corsairs, they have some options. You know what I mean? Like there's a few options here and there, but one thing that I was surprised at, and this is a bit of a spoiler for anybody who hasn't watched my 3-hour video of me going through the index cards or the data cards. I'm kind of surprised that units. So for example, the Dark Reapers, you have to have a Dark Reaper Exarch in that unit, which I thought was kind of interesting. And also in the video, as I was talking, because I didn't know what the points values at the time when I filmed it. For example, like I was talking about Wraith Lords. A Wraith Lord now is 160. That's more expensive in my lists because I always took Wraith Lords with just the sword and flamers. Just the sword and 2 flamers, and that's it. That's how I've modeled my Wraith Lords. I don't take heavy weapons with my Wraith Lords. Because I like to keep their points values low because that way I can take more bikes and other fun stuff, right? And I only took Wraith Lords because I wanted something, a beat stick. I wanted something on the ground as a beat stick to take fire that could help, and my squishier jet bikes help them survive. That was the point of them. Now they're 160, 50 points more than what I was used. I'm pretty sure in the previous edition, I could get my Wraith Lords for 100 points. Maybe it was 105. It's something like that. It was really, really low. It was very, very affordable to take something with a toughness 8 previously. Now I think it's toughness 9. But anyway, yeah. Points values. Yeah, I'm fine with all that. Do we really need to know what the points cost of a fusion pistol versus a shuriken catapult versus, a Shadow Weaver or Death Spinner, or you know what I mean? Like, do we really need to know those points? Like, is that important? Like the cost of a bolt gun versus a Hellblaster gun. If the unit only takes those weapons, does it matter? Does it matter? I don't think it does. Yes, it takes out some of the flavor of list building, and list building being a part of this hobby, and is almost a part, like almost a hobby within the hobby, right? Is it? And I don't think so. I'm in the camp of, I don't think it really matters. Yeah. I get what you're saying, Salad. Tart. I get what you're saying. And I know, I hear you, because I know some of the monkeys on the modeling side of things, they're disappointed about, the level of kit bashing and stuff like that. But honestly, I don't see, that being restrictive other than match play and tournament play. That's the only points in which we get into this kind of discussion of official legality and, you know what I mean? Like, what is proper? Otherwise, casual games, narrative games, crusades, stuff like that, just bring it and play. Like, that's what it's all about. Like, narrative games, open play, all that, casual games, just play. Take what you want and play. Have fun. You're supposed to be having fun with this. So, yeah. Disco Duke, hey, everybody. Hey. Nathaniel, greetings. Kris and fellow Monkey. It's only 6 inches. It's not big enough. Yeah, that's what she said, yeah. Yeah, for Titanic units, Deadly Demise should be bigger. It's only 6 inches. That doesn't seem big enough. Like, 6 inches? Realistically, with Deadly Demise, if you're within 6 inches of the Titanic unit when it explodes, I think in half, kind of like Melta, you automatically take more damage. Or, if you're within 3 inches of that 6, within that 3, you should automatically just be removed. Because as that Titan explodes, everybody who's really, really close just gets vaporized along with it, right? Which makes, Titans getting exploded very, very exciting, very, very fun, and, very thematic as well, right? Because a guy who's, got the melt charge and he's slapping it on the Bane Blade, and he's like, yeah, we got the Bane Blade. Bang, the Bane Blade goes up and he gets vaporized alongside. He died heroically. It's the heroics of Warhammer 40,000, right? Rush Sandbags, what do you think of the new flyer rules? Feels like 4th edition a bit, minimum fly distance, only 90-degree turns, etc. Yeah. what I miss as an Eldar player, I miss the advantage of Eldari flyers over other flyers, because Eldar flyers had an advantage over the other flyers. They could add an extra turn. They could turn before the movement. And I don't know if that's something that will be reintroduced when the Codex comes out and they give you a bit more depth, because these data sheets, they're not permanent, right? This is not like these are set in stone and this is it. Games Workshop will maneuver these data sheets around, especially probably once they update the codexes and introduce more rules and, maybe make more crusade. Maybe they'll make crusade rules in each of the codex. I have no idea. I have no idea what they're doing with codexes. I'm curious, again, because like I said, really, what is the point? If you're a tournament or match play, like you're just concerned with more competitive type play, do you need anything other than the data sheets? You don't really need the codex unless it has other additional rules, but those rules should be on those data sheets regardless, right? You should only need the core rules and your data sheets. So when you go to a game, all you should have is really on your phone is the index of the core rules, and hell, even the PDFs of your rules, or go out and buy the sheets so you can have the actual physical sheets in your hand so you can, quickly, get to it without having to rely on your phone. Mainly because, I'm getting old, and I find that when I'm constantly referring to my phone, I'm constantly looking over my glasses and trying to do stuff and read, and yeah, because I'm old. I'm getting old, people. I'm sorry, but I'm getting old. So yeah, flyers, they hit the edge of the table, they'll go back into strategic reserve, they come back. Yeah, that's fine. If it was really more like 4th edition, you would basically, come in from a table edge and come in like that, right? Whereas I don't think it really said that. It was more or less just kind of come in, because it's kind of like coming in from reserve, which reserve just kind of come blasting back into the table, right? It is streamlined, but I'm glad that there's good distinctions of what flyers can and can't do. I do like that. Yeah. No, I talk about, how all these data sheets and everything like that affect, my thoughts on of 10th edition and how I'm going to play the game and everything like that. And I'm currently thinking of building an army around breaking you. So hemlocks, things of that, harlequins, a lot of the things that force those battle shock tests and breaking people. Because again, simply breaking people, maneuvering around, breaking, doing a little bit of killing if necessary, whatever, right? And scoring objectives should just automatically win you the game. In theory, on paper, right? Breaking your opponent so that he can't score, and you're scoring, and you're keeping them off objectives, and you're constantly keeping pressure, and you're constantly breaking them so that they can't score. You should always win, right? So, now, I'm not saying always win, but you get what I mean. Nathaniel, I had a lengthy discussion about the Imperium magazine unique captain who is equipped with a master crafter power sword and plasma pistol, but he has no official profile, the 10th edition data sheet. Sure. Well, one thing I noticed is the Autarch. The Autarch doesn't have option for the warp spider backpack. Right? So everybody who modeled their Autarch from the Dark Omens box set, or what was it? What the hell's the Omens box set? Shadow? Oh, no. Anyway, you know what I mean. Yeah. There's no rules for that backpack. So everybody who modeled their Autarch with that backpack, yeah, are SOL. SOL. Shit out of luck. You are shit out of luck. Because, yeah, it's not included. I don't know why. It's oversight. It's kind of like when they did the Eldari Codex and the Autarch, who on the cover of the Codex is flying with wings, a Reaper launcher, and his glaive, and you couldn't take that as an option when the rules first dropped, right? When the rules first dropped for that model and the Codex and everything like that, everybody's like, well, you can't take that option. Like, what the fuck? And then Games Workshop quickly, errated that, right? So it's possible that once we get into the, once everything's fully released, yeah, they'll probably errata the Autark so that it has the option to take the Warp Spider jump pack. Maybe for the winged one. No, the winged one is a different model. That's a separate model. Yes, thank you, Nathan. Eldritch Omens. The Eldritch Omen Autark has the Warp Spider backpack, and yeah, but there's no options for it. There's no rules for it, right? So that's kind of dumb. That's an oversight. There's other things in there that feel like oversights and such, but what are you gonna do? Nathaniel, problem. The current version of the sheets are full of typos and inconsistencies. I expect better QC from GW. I hear this argument a lot. Where is that bar? Where is that bar? It is full of typos and inconsistencies. Like, with Games Workshop products, where was their peak that they were on top of everything? When was that? Let me know, please. I'm curious. Let me know. Sorry, I got to eat. I never even ate. Man, I was way behind setting everything up today. This is probably fucking cold now. Yeah, it's cold. Fire Drake. Hey, the old man is on the internet again talking about patent stuff. Yep, exactly. I've watched some good battle reports. Tabletop Titans had a really good one. Black Legion versus Ultramarines. Yeah, I like Tabletop Titans. I like those guys. I like Play On. Play On. The two channels do battle reports very, very well. Tabletop Titans does a good presentation for live streaming. Their battle reports in that regards are very, very good. Play On. Their battle reports are, I like their 40 minutes or less battle reports. That nice 40 minutes is a good length for a full-length video, I think. A 10-minute battle report completely would be dog shit, right? 4-hour battle report, that's a commitment, right? That's a commitment of watching. But 40 minutes, that's long enough that you can sit there and go, you know what? Yeah, I'm going to do a little bit of work. Yeah, I'm going to put on the battle report and watch it. And I like that. I also like their level of production as well. You can tell with Play On that there's some people behind the camera who have the skill set to do video production well. You can see that in their production. Tabletop Titans. Yeah, I like whenever I have the free time and I'm skimming around YouTube or whatever, I will put their channel on and watch their battle reports. I think they're really good presenters. They have a decent level of humor. Their speaking voices are really, really good. They're very clear on their knowledge of the game. When they need something, when a viewer asks a silly question, not silly question, but ask a question or whatever, a rules question, they're very good at answering it and, staying on top and being current within the meta of the game. Not to say that Play On isn't the same way, but yeah. There are a few other battle report channels. I don't really watch a lot of battle reports. Whenever I do deliberately watch battle reports, I do watch them on Warhammer Plus because I do enjoy those battle reports. They're a good mix of it's a good mix really of Play On and Tabletop Titans, right? You get a little bit of personality. You get a little bit of banter between them. You have really good camera work. You have nice, clear graphics, right? It's got, and they're decent length. I think they're half an hour or 40 minutes. I think they even might be 40 minutes too. I guess it all depends on what they're playing, what size of game, that kind of thing, right? But yeah. Fire Drake. They had the same problems with some mistakes with inconsistent stuff. Oh, yeah. Yeah. I mean, yeah, inconsistency. I mean, how many data sheets total are there for all the factions? All the factions for 40K. How many data sheets are there? How many? Does anybody know offhand? No? Because Space Marines alone is what? 200? Almost 200 data sheets? That's a lot. I'm just getting to this now. I heated that up. Wow. Thank you. If that's off, you can leave it open. It's getting hot in here, man. I'm sweating. She's fine. Okay. Oh, Maeve. My Poochie's visiting. Maeve? Here. You guys probably... Oh, no, she's gone now. Never mind. She's a little puppy. House training a puppy? Oof. It's been a long time since I house trained a puppy. Man, it's exhausting. I struggle to get my stuff done. It's really, really hard. It's a challenge. Fire Drake. One crazy rule was when plasma marines get killed themselves but got shot on death. That needs to be looked into. Okay, what? One crazy rule is when plasma marines killed themselves but got shot on death. I don't know what that means. You're gonna have to tell me what you're talking about there. I like their edited stuff. I can't watch a 2-3 hour battle hour report, but live interaction is good to ask questions and stuff. Yeah, exactly. Right. Like I said, yeah. Tabletop Titans, when they're live, I'll tune in. They're after they're like when they put like when the video has been posted, I rarely ever watch their games post live, right? Versus Play On. I don't really tune in for their live, but I prefer their edited version of their battle reports. Kind of strange, but they do it really well. Play On does it really, really well. Tabletop Titans is doing what they do really, really well. And yeah, I mean, and the only thing is that the community wins because you have two really good channels making really good content and providing two different things for the same thing, right? Because you can watch Ultramarines versus Tyranids on tabletop and Ultramarines versus Tyranids on Play On, and you're going to get two different games, two different experiences, and yeah. No, I enjoy both those channels. I enjoy both of their battle reports. They're both really, really good, in my opinion. Nathaniel, by the way, can we see the puppy? She left. But she's getting big now. I've been posting pictures on the Discord in the channel, in the pet channel. I think I posted one last week. That was the last one I posted. But yeah, anyway. Fire Drake. Yeah, they should do better with proofreading and testing. Again, people say that all the time, but how much testing are we talking about? Like, when people say testing, do you want dedicated testers? In which case, they have to vet all these people, right? Or are you talking about like a beta test, like in video games, where it's open to the public, but it's a beta test? And so everybody can try it out. But remember, it's a beta test, so, and of course you can report. I think that kind of thing would be actually pretty good, especially if, these are all preview things. So all they have to do is just watermark the shit out of it or make it a simple Word doc or whatever, right? But it has the official, 40K logos and, the development team, the Warhammer development team, design team with studio, whatever the hell it's called. And you just open it up to the public and they can try it out. And, you give it 2 weeks but everybody who downloads it has to make the commitment that they're going to play and they are going to, play and read. And, you know what I mean? Like, and actually debug the product, right? Outsourcing essentially the work, because it is work, right? It is work, and somebody has to pay for it. That's initially what my point is being initially, because Nathaniel was talking about expecting better things from Games Workshop. When was Games Workshop on top of it? When was Games Workshop codexes, websites, model design, everything that was flawless? There was nothing about their quality. There was nothing about the writing. There was nothing about errors or anything like that. When were they perfect? When? Because I've been in this hobby for a very long time, since the 80s, and I haven't seen it. Typos all over the place. Sure. Hell, I mean, grab any book. I'm sure you can find a typo somewhere. But you have to pay. You have to pay for that quality. So then people bitch about the price of stuff. Well, if you know how fucking retail and manufacturing and costs, you know how that works. Capitalism, hello. Then you know it ups the cost. So if you have a bunch of playtesters, a bunch of people proofreading and stuff like that, that's time and money. Do they absorb the cost? No, companies don't do that. Companies don't absorb the cost like that. They pass it on to the consumer. That's why shit costs so much. Again, it's pretty straightforward. It's all capitalism. It's capitalism, man. It's capitalism. It's just pure capitalism. Nathaniel, plasma gun overloads, Marine dies, but shoot on death rule grants him one final shot. Okay. So what's the problem? What unit is that? I'll pull up the PDF for it right now. The Marines, right? Or is it like a Dark Angel thing? Is it a specific Marine chapter, or is it somebody else? Fuck, I gotta find the index for Space Marines. I'm on the community site here. Oh wait, no, I have the indexes all downloaded. I'll just go to the index. Where's a picture of a Space Marine? I'm looking at all of the little thumbnails of the indexes. Index Space Marines. There we go. I'll pull up Index Space Marines. Unfortunately, I don't think I have this tied to my computer. Do I? Oh wait, yes, I do. I think. There we go. That. This. Like so. Right. Middle of the screen. Whatever. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, that was rude. Anyway, okay. Where the fuck? Help. I assume it's a Hellblaster, right? Sorry, I don't see the chat anymore. Hold on, I gotta pull up the chat again. Plasma gun overload. Yeah. So what unit was it? Sorry, I'm skimming the chat right now. I don't see where. I'm assuming it's the Hellblasters, right? Like, is there enough fucking lieutenants and captains for Space Marines? Like, realistically, is there enough? Is there enough? When is there enough? 252 data cards just in the Space Marines alone. Intercessors, Furnace, Assault, Librarian. Holy fuck, we're back to Librarians again. Heavy Intercessors. Heavy Intercessors only have heavy bolters, heavy bolt pistols, rifle, whatever the fuck. Infiltrators, Incursors. Holy shit, where's these Hellblasters? Because I know it's the Hellblaster squad, right? That is all plasma weapons. And I think they're the ones that get the they can shoot in death kind of thing. Holy fuck, this is too much shit. If any faction needs to be trimmed down, it is Space Marines. Space Marines need to be consolidated. Some of these things, this is bloat. People talk about bloat. This is bloat. Space Marines are bloat. Whole Space Marine range is bloated. All right, I'm into Dreadnoughts and I have not found the Hellblasters. What the fuck? Now I'm into the older Marines. Jet bikes. No, it's some more stuff. Okay, aggressors. Here we go. Inceptors. Yeah, look at this fucking bullshit, man. This is so much shit. Hellblasters, finally. Fuck, what are they? 150 fucking 5? No, 157 for fuck's sakes. Okay. Let me zoom in here. Go big. Go big or go home. For the chapter, I assume. Each time a model in this unit is destroyed, roll d6 on a 3+. Do not remove it from play. The destroyed model can shoot after attacking. After the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks and is then removed from play. Any hazardous tests taken for that attack are automatically passed. Okay. So. Yeah, it's kind of funny because it's each time a model in the unit is destroyed. So it doesn't specify in your shooting phase or in the enemy's shooting phase. It's each time, right? So yeah, I can see that. Do not remove it. The destroyed model can shoot after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks. So now here's the next part of that sentence. The destroyed model can shoot after the attacking model's unit has finished making its attacks. That criteria is not fulfilled if you die in your shooting phase, right? Right. So there's one of your problems right there. When resolving these attacks, any hazards tests taken for that attack are automatically passed. Okay, big deal. Okay, here we go. Designer's note. This ability is triggered even when a model in this unit is destroyed as a result of failing a hazardous test, meaning such a model may be able to shoot twice in the same phase. The ability is triggered even when a model in this unit is destroyed as a result of failing a hazardous test. So I don't see what the problem is. It's clear. If you shoot and fail your hazardous test, you still get to shoot. And if you get shot at and get killed, you still get to shoot. I don't see what the problem is. What's the problem? I don't see what the problem is. Other than Space Marines having dumb fucking rules as usual. That seems pretty clear to me. It says right there. Even if they failed their hazardous test, you can still make the shot. So that does not sound like an oversight to me because it has the designer's notes right there on the sheet. That's the way it's working as intended. Space Marines are dumb. It says right there on the sheet. So I don't know what the issue is. I think a whole lot of people in this community need to get their fucking heads out of their asses. I think that's what it is. A whole bunch of people need to firmly step back and remove your own head from your ass. Don't worry, I'll be in first in line because my head is constantly up my ass. Russ Sandbags. Did Forge World get rid of any Eldar data sheets? I don't see the Vampire Bomber on the website anymore. The Vampire, yeah, I think that got shelved a long time ago. That was months and months ago that people were talking about the Vampire not being available on the site, which is unfortunate because the Vampire is a really cool model. Hard to play with though, hard to make ready for tabletop play. If you're making display or whatever, yeah, you can just display it as is. But for making it so that you can work with, in the game, yeah, because you got to make a flight stand for it. Because a regular flight stand won't work for that fucking thing. It's too big. But yeah. But get rid of any Eldar data sheets. I mean, I went through the data sheets. There wasn't a thing in that army that I thought, yeah, there was. Wasn't included in the army. I mean, Imperial Armor. The Imperial Armor stuff has not been released. The index for it. Well, the index has, hasn't it? Do we have the points values for Imperial Armor? No, we got. Yeah, we had index Imperial Armor, did we not? Xenos, that was the last one. Did we get the Imperial Armor? No? Yes? No? Ah, fuck, I don't know. There's so many of these goddamn things I don't even know anymore. Fuck. Fire Drake. Either way, GW is not one guy in the basement working alone. Smaller companies do better with less resources. Sure. I mean, yeah, I mean, that only makes sense. I mean, it's a small business owner. Small businesses, you know, the owner is going to take care and, you know, watch over things because it's their livelihood. It's their passion, right? Whereas a big corporation that has shareholders, yeah, they don't give a fuck. All they're looking at is the bottom line. That's it, right? That's all they're doing. They're looking at the bottom line. They're only concerned with their dividends. Again, like, this is not, you know, not news. Banshun, there he is. GW fell when they murdered the dwarves. Dwarden. My spotty arse cheeks. Yeah, I mean, I can see that because, but I mean, like the dwarves in Warhammer Fantasy Battle, they were just token dwarves. Same with the elves, same with the humans, right? It was just, you know, token type stuff. Versus Age of Sigmar, they are distinct, right? Fire Slayers, Carradine Overlords. It would be kind of cool though to see a dwarf faction in Age of Sigmar who was more canon oriented, you know, had a bit of a gun fetish. That'd be cool. Just to appease the fantasy battle players from back in the day. Dr. Mission, hey Kris and monkeys, not even a blue dot next to Way of the Brush on YouTube. What's a blue dot? I don't know what that means. I don't know what the blue dot means. What's the blue dot mean? I don't know. I'm confused. Sorry, I'm still eating here. Nathaniel, 16 official LTs, 4 shy to 2 full squads of 4 fire teams. Yeah, 16 lieutenants. Is there 16 lieutenants in Space Marines? That's fucking bloated. That's bloat. Anybody talking about bloat? That's bloat. I thought this edition was supposed to get rid of bloat. Wasn't it? All right. Control F for search bar. You control F. Nathaniel, Xenos, mutants, and heretics have issues with that rule, but it could be exploited a lot. What? Xenos, mutants, and heretics have issues with that rule, but it could be exploited a lot. What could be exploited? Hazardous? Dying and then still getting to shoot? I don't know. Blue dot on subscription list means new content. Oh. Is it? I don't pay attention to this shit. Again, just really to illustrate to people, like we're living different lives. We're living different lives. Believe me, because yeah, I have no idea. I'm on this shit all the time. Eldari Lamborghini, there he is. Carradine Overlords in Age of Sigmar definitely got the guns and the boats. Yeah, they got the boats and the guns. They have the guns, but I'm talking like the field artillery, or even like if the dwarves had like their version of like the steam tanks, right? Like so they borrow some from like the old Empire kind of thing, and they have their own steam tanks and crazy crap like that, right? But yeah, it'd be cool. Dark Commission, blue dot means a vid is available, not a red live symbol either. If I hadn't checked, I wouldn't have known you were on. Did you click the bell? Is the bell clicked when you go to my channel and you are subscribed to me and you can see the little bell next to my channel thing? Is that bell clicked? Because if it's not, that's on you. Either way, I don't know how this is any of my problem. This is either YouTube or you. this is not my problem. So I don't know why I'm having to hear about it. Nathaniel, Space Marine dying and shooting because the Xenos, mutants, and heretics are on the receiving end. Right, but how does that get exploited? Again, I don't understand what the problem is with this unit and its shooting and this this hazardous rule. It seems pretty clear to me. Like, I don't understand what the problem is. Please, explain it to me like I'm a 4-year-old. Well, 4-year-olds can't play Warhammer 40. Explain it to me like I'm a 13-year-old. And like, what is the problem? Like, anybody who was talking about this plasma hazardous thing, fill me in. You got to fill me in. You got to give me I have no idea what you're talking about. So, like, I don't understand why this is a problem. Like, what is the problem? I mean, if there's a problem, I'd like to help, right? Because that's kind of what I do. I like to help. So, yeah. Will they bring back Strength D for 10th? I don't really see it happening. I don't see that happening. Mainly because Strength D is unnecessary. If you want a Strength 100 gun in the Warhammer 40,000 tabletop game, you just make it. Right? But what are all the associated things with what destroyer weapons did? Right? Is basically destroyer weapons back in the Apocalypse days, destroyer weapons just flat out killed whatever they hit. Fuck, I don't remember. Did you get an invulnerable save? I don't think you did against destroyer, right? All you had to do was hit. Not even, because it was a template, so it could just scatter around. It might deviate by an inch, right? And everybody under it is fucked. Was it a 2 or better and everybody was dead? Something like that. Man, it's been so long now. I know in Horus Heresy, the current, there's only one version of the, well, no, I guess there's 2. The latest version of Horus Heresy, I know it has destroyer weapons in it as well. And I'm pretty sure those are lifted right from the previous edition's rules for destroyer. But yeah. Fire Drake, yeah, the Space Marine rule is going to get nerfed. But it seems like it needs clarification, yet it has the designer's note in it, which means that they went through it and they discussed it and talked about it. And the designer said, no, it stays because I'm going to put this fucking note in here on the data sheet. That's the rule. That's the way it's supposed to work. So, yeah, I mean, you want to talk quality control and playtesting and stuff like that. That's what that sounds like to me. They playtested it. The designers said, hey, this rule's kind of fucking broke. And the designer was like, no, it stays. And I'm going to put this note in here because it fucking stays. Right? So. Again, I don't see the problem. So you guys have to explain it to me like I'm an idiot so I can understand what the problem is, because I don't see what the problem is. It's right there on the sheet. It's right there. That's going. Okay. Let's jump over to the Instagram side of things in a moment. Fire Drake, I do like how characters aren't all powerful and units are a bit tougher. Yes, that I did gather, because like Guardians have a good leadership, and they have an invulnerable save. They have access to all sorts of gear. Their guns shoot further. Guardians got better. As a troop choice, Guardians got better. Farseers got worse. And their points reflect that. They're not as powerful. And initially, I was thinking that 10th edition was going to kind of bring back, the days of Hero Hammer and such. And no, I don't think so. No. And it is really more about positioning and board control, which is fine. Because tactical game really should be about board control. It shouldn't be about these swingy little models you bring. And if you roll well enough, it really should be about the tactics you use to win the day. That initially was what attracted me to Warhammer 40,000, as opposed to Warhammer Fantasy. Warhammer Fantasy, yes, I know it has its tactics and everything like that, but it's played on a 2D surface, you know, and it's just two-dimensional. It plays with big units that are just wound counters. Versus 40K, where you got to position yourself along this way. You got the head block. You got a hills blocking line of sight. Line of sight is very, very important in 40K as opposed to fantasy. Fantasy for line of sight really wasn't important because nobody played with any terrain. Nobody played it with like one hill and a forest. That was your Warhammer Fantasy terrain, right? Again, I can see why Games Workshop would have dropped Warhammer Fantasy because there was no money to be made in terrain. 40K, there's tons of money to be made in terrain. Age of Sigmar, I don't know if not really a lot of Age of Sigmar terrain, is there? But anyway, yeah, it's, I can see why they dropped it. And I think it was the better move because Age of Sigmar is very, very popular right now. And Age of Sigmar has beautiful models. And it's created a wonderful universe. It's completely different, I like Age of Sigmar. And Warhammer Fantasy, I mean, only the nostalgia part of my brain says, that's cool, they're bringing it back. And I'm excited for Bretonnians. But I was excited for new Bretonnians, re-sculpted. I wanted to see what the people who are making the Age of Sigmar stuff, I wanted to see them do that for Warhammer Fantasy. But you know what would happen if that were to occur? The whole fucking community of Warhammer Fantasy players would bitch and moan and tear down beautiful sculptures of models from Warhammer Fantasy, updated versions of them. The whole community would just be venomous towards Games Workshop for doing that. How dare you mess with my army that I've lovingly spent thousands and thousands of dollars on over 30 years for a big blob of orcs. That's basically one model with 60 wounds counters. It's so dumb. It's all so dumb. What people get worked up about is really, really dumb. A lot of people need to gain some perspective. Seriously. Fire Drake, I saw they released a bunch of points changes. Don't know what changed, but it seems huge. Point changes for what? For 40K? Yeah, they just released all the points costs. Everything for this edition of Warhammer 40,000, like everybody who currently has a Warhammer 40,000 army, you can jump right into, you can start playing 10th edition right now. Today. You can start playing 10th edition games. The core rules are for free. The data sheets are all free for every army, and the points values are all there. That's all you need to play a game, right? So there's no reason not to be playing 10th edition today. Or yesterday, really. Yeah, there was point changes. Oh, yeah, there was total tons of point changes. Tons. Characters in my army went down. Unit costs went up. Wraiths went up. And I don't understand why Wraith Blades are more expensive than Wraith Guard. When considering that Wraith Guard have access to weapons that are strength, 14 or 16? Yeah, I don't understand that one. Why Wraith Blades are more expensive. They're just that kick-ass? Like, wouldn't they be the same? Like, wouldn't they just be the same? Just one's for melee, one's for shooting. Like, what the fuck? It doesn't make a lot of sense. It does not make a lot of sense. Anyway, let's do Instagram. Oops. There we go. I'm messing this all up. All right. Scrolling down. Most recent. Oh, that's right. That's why I had it over here. All right. Kevin Cabal adding some base colors to the awesome Titan Troll miniatures. Plague Doctor bust supplied to me by Mark from DMG Armory. This is a great bust for anyone wanting to paint textures. The good Doctor's cowl, hat, and mask are all made up of old stitched together bits. I'm painting them as fabric and leather depending on which part in particular we're talking about. So far, I've used AK, 3rd generation acrylics, Vallejo acrylics, Games Workshop Citadel shades, check out Mark's Etsy shop at blah for a ton of cool Titan patrol busts and loads of other fantastic. This sounds like a commercial. Is this a fucking commercial? Are you fucking running ads on my shirt? On my shit here? Let's give that a like. Yeah, very cool. Oh, there's a few pictures. Okay, here we go. Yeah, texture is interesting. Plague Doctor. Looks to be a pretty good size too. What is it, about 4 inches? 4 inches tall, like from the base to the top of the hat. Interesting colors on the hat. Cool. It looks like older leather. Very, very cool. Keep us posted on how you progress. I like when I click the big round button to move to the next picture and it doesn't do anything. Somebody's watercolor painting. Alex picked up a random 3D print from a local gaming store. Fits in well with wife's models. Let's give it a like. Looks like a big old Tyranid thing. Definitely 3D printed. I like the color scheme. Very cool. Ooh, I like that little inclusion of the glowy bits inside. That's interesting. Yeah, that's really cool. I think the lines of the segments. Now, this is not a commentary on your painting. It's a commentary on the sculptors. The lines feel too straight for the plates. Have a bit of a curve to them. But anyway, yeah, very cool. Kevin Cabal, Barbarian Skin Painted practice today thanks to AK Interactive 3rd Generation Acrylics and Angel Models, Bjorgen, whatever. Very cool. That's it. Let's see one picture. Prime model and paint. Okay. Simply mini painting the Parasite. There he is. Yeah, I like the work on the wings. I like the color scheme. It's very interesting. I like how it ties in with the creature itself. Some asshole showing books. The Auditor 19 Armiger banner complete. Very cool. Let's give that a like. Armiger. Oh, these are the Horse Heresy ones, aren't they? Yeah. Really good work. Because at first I thought this was the 40K version. I thought this was the 40K version until I realized, no, this is the Titanicus version. Yeah. Very, very cool. Oh, we got another one. Working on completing the banner. Some solid detail on these things. Considering like this is what the side, like about an inch tall. Really nice painting. Like really good work. That little skull, is that a detail or is that painted on? Oh, it's painted on, eh? Or is it a transfer? Like it looks like some freehanding went in on there. I don't know if that's a transfer or if that's you freehanding. Either way, good work. After painting the armature, I decided to paint something a bit bigger last weekend. Let's give that a like. Imperial Knight. Very nice. Very nice. Very cool. I'd get into Titanicus, but okay, so these got to be transfers. Okay, so that skull on the other one, the armature there, that's got to be a transfer, right? I'm not saying that your freehanding is not good. I was very impressed if that was freehanding, but now I'm starting to see that no, these are transfers. Oh, excuse me. Yeah, I'd get Titanicus, but they don't have Eldar, so fuck them. Just basic contrast paint scheme for these Hero Quest minis, but had fun trying to paint the bases to match the board. Very, very cool. Nice work. I like how you varied up their bases too, just for the various tiles that they'll be on. Yeah, I like that. Good choice. Good call. Good call. I think a color in the eyes might have been interesting. Like if you didn't want to go, like you wanted to keep that milky color in their eyes, keep them kind of haunted looking, maybe just a little hint of like a magenta or even like a red, thinned, and just in the outer portions of the eye, almost like indicating like, you know, kind of like blood vessels, like a bloodshot eye almost, you know. mommy and baby. Over the Coronation Bank holiday weekend, I set myself a challenge of painting 2 knights. Here is a family photo. 2 identical models at wholly different scales. Yeah. It's like I'm seeing double. Really nice work, man. No, there's no other photos. Just a fancy photo. Fancy photo. Yeah, I like it. Armature. This is the 40K version. Nice and clean. Really nice work. Yeah, I can appreciate a really, you know, weathered look, and I can appreciate a very colored, brightly colored, clean paint job as well. Both of them just are great on the tabletop. Like this looks really great on tabletop, I'm sure. And even if it was all junked up and weathered and, you know, beat up and everything like that, it would still would look really awesome. That's the fun part of some of these things. Epic. Epic. It's not epic. Titanicus. Not epic. Kevin Cabal working on a extremely cool Plague Doctor bus provided by Mark at DMG Armory. Very, very cool. Let's give that a like. We've already seen the progress on that. Yeah, I like your work on the leather. That looks really cool. Disco Mini Painter, work in progress with different models I've been working on recently for Blood Bowl. Did I give that last one a like? Yes. Blood Bowl, love the corn models, like the elf. I can't remember what the hell that elf's called, but yeah. Very, very cool. Is there any more? Oh, there's no more. Disco, I wanted more. Simply Mini Painting, get in my belly. My belly. Yeah, very cool. Me, oh shit. Some asshole showing his Seraphon paint job. Scott Radom, there he is. Old metal Night Goblin painted for eBay. Go to eBay, bid early, bid often. Thanks for taking a look. Goblin, very cool. Blue Skull Studios, and finally the beauty shot with everything on the Proxy Army. The Proxy Army. The Proxy Army. Give it a like. Oh, because these are probably a whole bunch of 3D printed. Is that why it's called a Proxy Army? Ah. second Devourer to lead the next elite squad of Red Butchers. This one equipped with a fist and can opener because I don't like my opponents having tanks. This is supposed to be like a Terminator or something, I'm going to assume. Auditor basic basic contrast paint scheme for these Hero Quest minis with a little more effort on the Dread Sorcerer, but had some fun trying to paint the bases to match rooms on the board. Oh, I already gave us a like. Oh, we've looked at this. Okay, we're all. Oh no, I didn't. That didn't have a like on it. Okay. Yeah. Okay, we're caught up then. We're caught up. We're all caught up. Right? Yeah. I don't even know if Adam's still here. Adam's be like, hey, fuck you, man. Making fun of me. Okay, that's enough of the Instagram. Oh yeah, comments. Any comments? Eldari, I'm excited to see the 10th edition missions. 10th edition missions. Like from like the card pack? I mean, the 10th. Well, the rule book has, I think, a few, and then has the Crusade, and then the cards. A whole bunch of missions in the cards, because it's kind of, they kind of did like what they did with Tempest of War. That's what it kind of feels like. The cards, yeah, the cards have all the. Well, you know what? I'm going to grab the cards right now. Hold on. Oh, they're in the other room. Okay, here we go. So the cards, yeah, because you get this pack of cards in Leviathan box, right? So yeah, the cards are you talking about? Yeah, they look great. Yeah, they're pretty cool. You get a big whack of them, and yeah, it's. I mean, everybody who picked up Tempest of War, and I was cleaning up my office the other day. I was just straightening things up and moving things about, and making room. And I have a whole bunch of cards for like Eldari and Knights and something like those, the battle cards, right? Those are pretty much useless now, aren't they? Those are useless, right? So, yeah. But anyway, yeah, the missions, right? You have all your missions, and it's just like Tempest of War, right? You just you pick your layout, you pick your missions, right? And yeah, and you play. It's just like Tempest of War. But I'm sure it was the template. Yeah, it even has the even has your little thing of rules right here. Yeah, it has all your rules right in this card pack. Handy dandy little leaflet. Has all the legend for what to do for all the stuff. Yeah, like again, it's pretty cool. And I believe this is sold separately now, right? Like when you buy the box set, you can buy these separately now, something like that. Or there's supposed to be a new set coming out, or I think this feels like it's the complete thing. So I don't know, because I thought there was a picture on the site that showed that. Pre-order. I thought the cards were being sold separate. I still want these fucking tokens, man. I want these tokens. Yeah, just pre-order. So yeah, everybody's just getting ready for the pre-order. But I mean, honestly, only the people who are buying the box set are the only ones waiting. Like today, if you want to play 10th edition right now, play the new game of 40K. It's all for free. The rules are free. The indexes are free. The points are free. Start playing. There's no reason you shouldn't be playing. There's no reason. You have no reason other than not painted armies. But even the painted thing is, it's up to players' discretion, really. Eldari, I really like the Tempest deck. Yeah, I have the Tempest deck. I picked it up because, yeah, it was great. And got a chance to fit many games in. So with 10th edition, I want to correct that. I want to get more games in. And I don't know if I'll film any of them, but I definitely want to play more. And I've been, like I said earlier, when we were talking about, the points cost and everything like that, I was thinking of just kind of muddling through and just, working out currently with what my collections and what kind of army list I was bringing before. Yeah. So Eldar, the only reason I'm not playing today is the little man at home. Yeah. Well, you got to take care of the little one. Little ones first, right? Family first. Family first. It's all free, so you don't have to. There's no added cost to playing your game, right? I mean, like for your army, you have everything. You have everything to play, other than an opponent. You just got to go find an opponent. You ever thought of trying to turn the old lady into an opponent, like for the game, not an actual opponent, but because then that's that. Because if you turn her into an actual opponent, you're just looking for a divorce at that point. Really, that's all that is. I am excited to run another Beltan Swordwind army. Ooh, yeah. Go strictly Aspect Warriors with the Avatar? Is that the plan? Yeah. She has zero interest, not for lack of trying. Same. Oh, yeah, same boat, man. Same boat. My wife, for many, many years, had no interest in this. Although, recently, she she was watching the tutorials on Blood Bowl. She's a big NFL fan. Her team's the Bengals. And yeah, she was liking the idea of getting into some football, like Blood Bowl. And I was all for that. And I was like, yeah, let's do it. So don't be shocked if you see me playing my wife at Blood Bowl. Eldari, lots of Phoenix Lords. Yes, lots of Phoenix Lords as well. Yes, so Aspect Warriors, Phoenix Lords, led by an Avatar. I'm going to assume you're going to bring an Avatar, right? You kind of have to. Because, you basically are bringing back the court of the young king. And all the Aspect Warriors, everything is good. Like, there wasn't, I was going through them, and I wasn't seeing anything there that jumped out at me like, oh, this is complete garbage. The one that I was happily surprised at, I don't know if you watched my video talking about the data sheets, but Warp Spiders. I feel like Warp Spiders are very playable again. Yes, it's a low strength on that gun, but with devastating wounds and fate dice, you can offset that and make that unit very, very dangerous. The fate dice, yeah, very, very handy. Being able to add to the fate dice, very, very handy. Yeah, there wasn't anything there that I was like any of these units. Because again, we didn't have the points cost when I made that video. And now that I have the points cost, and I was seeing initially one, I think it was during the leaks, and somebody was saying that War Walkers, big winners. I don't know. I don't know if I agree with that assessment anymore. I mean, it seemed like it was pretty good, but for their points cost now, nope. They're really expensive. They're expensive. Even with shuriken cannons, I had them at, I think, 55 points a piece. So the unit only cost me 155 versus now, the unit, where's the points? God damn it, where's the points? Eldari Warwalker. Where the hell's the Warwalkers? Yeah, one model is 95 points now. So now it's kind of like what the model used to cost plus its most expensive weapon options. That's kind of like what that is. Because like the Falcon Grav Tank, where's the Falcon? Falcon used to be, you could basically bring that on the field for 115 before. And now it is 140 just all the time. And yeah, I think the way that feels to me is they took the base cost of the unit before took its most expensive weapon options and then made that its points value and maybe adjust that, right? So that they can print the data sheet cards. You can pick whatever options. It does not matter because it's not going to affect the points cost because the points cost is already set to that level that would have been that most expensive options, right? That's the way it feels with these points values. I have no idea if that is accurate, but yeah, it's the way it feels. Like there's some of these models, like they went way down and some of them went up, you know, like again, like my Wraith Lord, 160 points for a Wraith Lord. Man, that's pricey for me. That's pricey. What was the other one? Jet bikes, Wind Riders. Where's the Wind Riders? Sorry, I have it on the small font here. So, yeah, 3 Wind Riders is 80 points. That's not bad. I'm struggling to remember what 3 Wind Riders cost before, but I don't think it was that cheap. And so a unit of 9 is 240 points. Not bad. It's not bad. It's expensive. It's not bad. But yeah, I don't understand why Wraith Blades and Wraith Guard differ so much by 30 points. Wraith Blades are 30 points more than Wraith Guard. 10 models versus 10 models. Yeah. 30-point difference. More for the Blades. Because they have a big invulnerable save? Is that why? Is that why they factor in that price point? But anyway, yeah. Kris, how come my Instagrams aren't showing up for you? No idea. I don't know. Why do people bring me these questions? Why isn't Instagram working? Fuck, I don't know, man. It's Instagram. They're fucking changing this shit around all the time. Sometimes it feels like it's daily that they fucking change the coding on these fucking sites. They update this, they change that, move this around. Like, just quit fucking around with it. Yeah, I don't know. I'm scrolling through the thing. I am on the most recent. Yeah. Why disco your shit wouldn't be shown? I have no idea. But we saw one of your pieces before, no, didn't we? Which one was yours? Yeah, the Blood Bowl. We're looking at the Blood Bowl. Okay, let me see. Let me click your name. Tree Man Giant? I don't know why that Tree Man Giant wouldn't show up. Ooh, you had posted a video for this. Okay, we'll show this. Yeah, let's show this. Disco's Giant. It's a Giant. Love the texture on it. It's really cool. Yeah, it's pretty cool. But yeah, otherwise, why stuff's not showing up, I could not tell you, Dieter. It's Instagram, man. I only do what what the site shows me, man. Man. Eldar, yeah, I want to bring the Avatar Aspect Warriors into Phoenix Lords. Yeah, that'd be cool. I'd like also the although would you be able to bring multiple Phoenix Lords? You know how you like Epic Heroes, you can only bring one now. Or did they mean only one of that type? Did they mean one of that type, or did they mean one Epic Hero? Sewerman. Is a Sewerman an Epic Hero? No, he's just a leader. Character. Oh no, he's got the keyword Epic Hero. Autark is a leader and a character. Avatar is Epic Hero as well. Balharoth, leader, Deep Strike, character, Epic Hero. Yeah, so can you have multiple oh fuck, I can't speak. Can you have multiple epic heroes? Could you take all the Phoenix Lords in a game with the Avatar, with all your Aspect Warriors? If points allowing, of course, right? Assuming that the points allowed for it. Because I know you're not supposed to be able to take more than 3 of a particular data sheet, and only 1 if it's an epic hero. So could you take multiple epic heroes, just can only take 1 of that particular epic hero? See, because like the way the army comp works now is really, really flexible. It's wide open. Wide open, right? So yeah. Eldari, but I also want to try Uthwi with Eldrad and loads of Guardians. Yeah, yeah. Oh yeah. Eldrad's freaking awesome now. And I mean, you don't even like, you can play it in the style of Uthwi, you can play it in the style of Beltan, Samhan, whatever, right? And those things, they don't even really matter anymore because of how flexible everything is and all the units. I mean, like Samhan, I play Wraith a lot of time these days, or I'll play Jetbike. You know, the only thing I was really kind of disappointed with the Eldar was the Skyrunner Conclave. It's so small now. It's so small. I mean, I can just take multiples of it, but still, it's so small now. The wannabe painter, Henlo, monkeys. Henlo? Eldari, just 1 of each epic hero. You can't bring 2 asserments. Yeah, okay. So yeah, you can have multiple epic heroes, you just can't have the same epic hero. Gotcha. Right. Okay. That's cool then. Yeah, so yeah, if you took the Avatar, all the Phoenix Lords, and 1 of each Aspect Warrior, man, what does that run? What does that run in points? Let me know. How many points is that? An Avatar, all the Phoenix Lords, and 1 of every Aspect Warrior. What does that run? Disco, I'll send you an email for the next show. Sure. Oh yeah, emails. What time we at? Holy crap, it's 1:44. I better do an email. Or some emails. Let's do an email. In fact, oh, since we're talking to the fella, let's do yeah. Oh yeah, I don't have my email songs going. I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that. I gotta fix that. My hair, man, is like doing all sorts of stuff. You know what? Fuck it. I'm just gonna mess it all up and just leave it all poofy. There we go. There we go. Get the full fro going. Get a full fro. And I don't know why. It seems like it's sticking out on this side and not this side. And I don't know. That's kind of annoying me. It looks like my head's like I had bedhead. And I didn't have bedhead. I got up and I showered today. I believe it or not, I showered today. It was my weekly shower. And yeah. Anyway, this one's from our good buddy Zachary, aka Eldari Lamborghini. From start to finish for the monkeys. It's his Avatar, his journey of the Avatar. Oh, for fuck's sake, I gotta move this. Sizing things here. There we go. All right, fully assembled. Awesome. Primed. Starting the base coat. Nice. Picture. Oh, there we go. That's the next picture. More base coating done. This almost looks like you're going for like a flesh look with the Avatar. Like you're going to paint it flesh on his body, which I don't think anybody's done. Have they? Has anybody painted the Avatar's flesh like flesh? That'd be a first, wouldn't it? Oh, there we go. Colors down. Starting to see it. Oh, nice colors in the body. I like the way you're building that molten look. Now, this was sent a while ago, so I'm going to assume you're done this model, right? I like your work on the sword. This kind of stuff only reminds me to fucking get mine done. Mine's still sitting. Base coat phase. Nice work on the flames. I like the armor. Really like your work on the flesh and creating that molten look. I like that sword. next to the Incarn, the avatar looks like the avatar of Cain looks like he's like an opera singer. He's like Figaro, Figaro, Figaro. His little brother version. Have you shared close-ups of that old avatar? I'm kind of curious to see what your painting efforts look like on that old one. I am curious. Color me intrigued, man. Post it in the Discord. Take some pictures of that by itself and post it in the Discord, bud. Please. 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 Comments. Disco. Peace out, guys. Got a wedding go. Later, dude. Wanna be painter. Isn't Monday the shower day? No. No. Mondays? No. Not shower days. Mondays. Saturday kind of thing. Start the weekend right. Especially when, you know, you kind of get into shit and then it's just, you know, fucked up and you're like, oh, I got to shower again anyway, Sunday. So maybe Sunday should be the shower day because that way you can, you know, you can get completely fucked up on Saturday, right? Wake up in the gutter, wake up, dust yourself off, go home, grab a shower, start your week, right? While you're hungover. Anyway. Hello, monkeys. I'm on a roll to finish some old projects for the new edition of 40K. This week, a box knot. Regards from Germany, Legion Miniatures. Look at that. I like the discoloration, the heat tempering on the barrels. I like the weathering on the edges. I like your work of the chevrons around the missile launcher. Oh, I like your carbon scoring on the sides of the arm. That's really cool. Oh, it's a really good paint job. Is that a bit of OSL on the eye lens or like where the viewer, the vision thing, you know, that viewer spot where the fucking dreadnought should be able to see out of? Is that an OSL effect you got going on there? Is that what that is? No, it's really nice painting. Nice and clean. I mean, despite all the weathering, but the weathering, you know, it's clean. The weathering's clean. It's deliberate. You know, nothing feels like, oh, I could have did that a little better. Oh, he just got away from him, or you know, anything like that. No, I like it. I like the work. Really nice work on the lenses as well. Really nice, deep, rich color you're creating there with the red lenses. No, it's good, man. I like it. Me likey. Thank you, Legion, for sending that in. I don't really have any comments for it other than what I mentioned, but yeah, I think it's really good. I think it is pretty darn good. Any comments? Eldari, I'll try and dig out the little avatar. He's packed up with everything else at the moment in the process of moving. Oh, really? You're moving? Really? Okay. Well, congratulations. I'm going to assume that you guys immediately figured out that you needed more room for your expanding family. That's cool. That's cool, man. That's cool. It's all good. This one's from Scott Radum. It's a 54 mil gnome dude. Behold, a dude. I really like this mini. Worked hard on the mini. The base might be a little uninspired. Would it be cheating to just slap a mini like this on a smaller 40 mil base or whatever standard gaming base and paint the base up really minimally? Wonder if it would like really cowardly painting or not. Anyway, fire away. Have a good one, dude. I'm paraphrasing. The base. You don't like the base? I like the base. The base looks good. I like how you got varied vegetation in it. I like the big leafy plants with the grass. All you're missing is a bit of moss, like on that tree or something like that. Like some moss. You have all sorts of texture going on there. I know. I like what you did with the base. How can you not like what you did with the base? I think the big leafy plant, I think you can clean that edge up on it. Is that brass or is it paper? Just get some color on those edges. It feels like they're kind of just stamped out and slapped into place. The little gnome dude, I like the work on the skin. His hood, I really, really dig that nice, soft transition through colors on there to build up to the highlight. No, I really like it. I think his feet probably could have been a different color. Just to help with that separation, because from this angle, I mean, to the eye, I'm sure it stands out a lot better, but on camera here, the feet, they tonally, they look like they're similar value to that grass. I don't know if that's intended or what, but yeah. Really nice work on the flesh, though. Axe head, really cool. He's got a little white wife beater on. Is this what this little gnome's all about? He's about beating his old lady. Yeah, I think you probably could have got away with doing his shoes in a red, like the hat, or off red, like a brown red or something like that. I think that would have helped him stand out from the base a little bit more, if that's what you wanted to do. Also, the bark on the tree branches, I feel like they could use a little bit more attention. From this angle, the contrast levels on the metal work are very abrupt in comparison to the soft transitions on the flesh and the cloth. Obviously, it's intentional. Because it makes that axe head kind of just stand right out. When right, that should be hit where your eye is immediately drawn. Face, the face, the face. The face is always the center of attention on a miniature, typically. Right? Because of the level of intensity on that axe head. Yeah, I think if there was a way to bring more attention toward that face, it would really be something. Yeah, because like I'm looking like I'm pulled back like my head from the screen here, and I'm just kind of trying to take it all in at once and just see the overall composition. And yeah, the composition. I think that's probably. I think you are instinctively seeing that, and I think that's why you mentioned or made the comment about using a smaller base. And I think that is why you want to go with a smaller base because the composition isn't quite there, right? I think that's what your brain's telling you. You're not happy with this composition. And I think for me it's the axe head. The axe head is drawing too much attention when there isn't a lot of reason for the axe head to take away your attention. Your attention should be on the gnome's face, and the eyes. The eyes feel like they need a bit more attention. But anyway, really great stuff, Scott. As always, Scott's painting is always really, really impressive. And yeah, I mean, beauty, always looking to improve and get better. As anyone really kind of really should want to, right? Eldar, yeah, the one bedroom's really getting small for all three of us. Yeah, exactly, right? Yeah, I completely understand, man. Completely understand. When it's the two of you, right? When it's you and your spouse, yeah. Bedroom, apartment, no problem. As soon as you throw in a little one or a dog, cat, not so much. Cat, because cat's kind of self-contained, whereas dogs need a fair amount of room. And yeah, you throw in a baby and a dog, yeah, you definitely need to find a bigger place. Yeah, I get you, man. I get you. Alrighty. What time we at here? Holy crap, it's almost 2 o'clock. So yeah, we got to hurry up and wrap this up. So next email is from John Gordon. Hey, hope your day is going well. I'm trying to make a Fallen Angels, Horus Heresy, Dark Angels color scheme knight, but I'm not sure what to do. I based the knight with matte black, used graphite gray, made from graphite, for the secondary color, and painted the body an espresso metallic. What's an espresso metallic? The base is made from reharvested walnuts, and has some army painter bushes added. Would love some advice on what to add or what colors to mix in. It's a bit of a blank canvas. Was thinking some dark green, bright red, ivory perhaps, but I don't want these colors to overpower the base black and gray silver. Any suggestions would be appreciated. Thank you, John. Why is he thanking John? I think a bit more work in the, was it bronze? Is it a bronze? The bronze color, the brass, bronze. I think just bringing in some deeper shadows into some of the areas, and just bringing up a little bit of highlights on some of these areas. The black is fine. Yeah, I mean, bringing some more color in. Well, red, a splash of red, sure. It is an Imperial Knight. The shield on the shoulder, that's an excellent opportunity to introduce some colors, the heraldry, right? The head can also be a place where you can introduce some color, because like the forehead piece, that could also be painted a separate color. Adding in hazard marks, warning signs, labels, atomic label warnings, all these kinds of things. Possibly even weathering, although weathering will kind of bring a lot of it down. And if you want this to kind of stay more heroic and bright and everything like that, yeah. Now with the color scheme being black and silver, yeah, it is going to be kind of dark and neutral. And so yes, your brain's telling you, yeah, I need some color, and that's why you went with that brighter metallic in there for the guns and the skeleton. Yeah. I think picking out some of the areas as well. For example, like servos, the pistons, I think those could be picked out in silver. I don't think they have to stay bronze, just to create some differentiation in the metallics being used. Shoulder pads are definitely great opportunities to incorporate some symbols, icons, heraldry. They're knights, right? So realistically, I think look up actual historical knights and their heraldry, or look up Bretonians in Warhammer Fantasy and lift some color schemes from there, right? Just for the shoulder pads and the shield markings, and even the shields around the guns. Those are also opportunities as well to introduce some color. The knee pads, you could introduce icons in there. Chapter symbols, the Imperial Eagles, stuff like that. Throw them on there. Now, the black looks to me like it is the primer. Oh no, that's brushed on. It's a bit dusty. Definitely want to dust the model. Yeah, okay, you brushed that on. Okay, that's good. Or did you use Retributor Gold as your prime and then paint everything else on top of that? Is that what you did? The base is interesting. Lots of texture. A quick little dry brush can bring it out. I think also because the texture of the base is visually close to the metallic of the feet, you might want to create some separation there. Painting the toes, like the armor plate color, that black, I think would help. Doing the trim around the toe in silver. Just do basically what you did the armor panels, and just do that for the toes. You can leave everything else, that bronze color, gold, whatever it is. But yeah. Oh, there's lots of opportunities to create and throw in more color. And I think you would be doing a bit of a disservice if you didn't throw in some color. Because again, these guys are like, they're knights, right? They're chivalric knights. I think picking out the Mechanicus cogs in white and black, you know, the 50-50 scheme they have for the Mechanicus, I think picking those out as well definitely would help introduce some, break up that surface. Yeah, but otherwise, I think it's off to a great start. And yeah. I red and white definitely would work well with that color scheme. Even yellow, like hazard marks and stuff like that. You could throw hazard marks on there. That'd be cool. But yeah, I think borrowing from, like, say, Bretonians, just because whatever, because it's made up heraldry, right? And so with knights, it's made up heraldry. And or even go with if you have the Knight Codex, just borrow the heraldry from another house or change it up. Whatever you want. Do whatever you want. Put some heraldry. The shield on the shoulder definitely should get some heraldry. The shoulder pads, the knee pads, the helmet. The helmet can be a different color. It doesn't have to be that silver and black. I mean, you can leave it in silver black as well. I mean, it doesn't hurt anything. But yeah, definitely some heraldry. And get into your transfers and such. Use some transfers. If you're not that confident in your freehanding of, you know, designs, get the transfers. Transfers are super easy to use. I've done many tutorials and videos showing how to use transfers, so feel free. Fire Drake, woo, made it back. Now that's what I call a sticky situation. What? Alrighty. We are at 2:00. We've gotten through all the emails, so feel free to send me more emails. I have gotten all of them. I'm caught up, so feel free to send me emails. Also, if you want to be part of the Instagram portion of it, use the hashtag Way of the Brush, and I'll see it there. Unless, of course, your disco, and then I apparently can't see your posts. And if you're not seeing this on YouTube when I go live and what have you, be sure you have that bell rung, because yeah, that's how you're gonna know. All right, we're done. We're done. Any other comments? No other questions? I never got an answer on the specifics of the Hellblaster thing, the plasma gun with the hazardous and people dying. I didn't get clarification on that, so I assume it really isn't an issue. Is that what I'm left to assume? I'm going to assume it's not an issue because it's right there on the cards. So yeah. So I'm just going to assume that it was a non-issue, which I'm seeing a lot of. I'm part of Eldari Facebook groups, and yeah, there's a lot of silly takes I'm seeing on the rules. And it's, you know, I mean, I make some jokes in my video going through the cards, talking about some of these things that sound like they could be exploited, but I'm mostly joking. So, you know, also keeping an eye out, and also, you know, putting the ideas out there that, you know, I mean, like, yeah, just because it's worded a funny way doesn't mean it allows for shenanigans. You know, the rules as written crowd, you know, you have to ease up a bit. You got to ease up a bit. You got to lean a little bit more towards the rules as intended. You'll have a bit more fun. If you're intending to have fun. If you're not intending to have fun and you want things hardcore rules as written, well, I have an argument for that crowd. So, yeah. Anytime anybody starts shouting at me about fucking, you know, no, rules as written, it doesn't say this, it doesn't say that, rules as written, I fucking get annoyed when I hear people talk like that. Anyway, yeah, I have an argument for them, so I'm sure I've already shared it with you guys, but anyway. All right, we're done. My coffee's gone. No comments. Fire Drake, scuttlebutt? Now I need an answer. If you're brand new to this hobby, you want help with your color scheme, maybe you want to show off what you're working on. Maybe you're painting commission service and you want to, you know, put your name out there. Whatever it is. Send your questions, comments, and emails to Kris at Way of the Brush. It is in the description below. If you're going to send pictures, send them as attachments in the email. Don't send it off as links to other sites because it's annoying. I won't do it. It's just ads, usually because there's ads. Also, waythebrush.com, central hub of all the silliness, has the links to all the social medias as well as Discord. Join us on the Discord. We keep the conversation rolling there. Feel free. We got various channels of various topics. I only have one rule in the Discord. Only one rule, to rule them all. Don't be a dick. That's it. That's the only rule. Don't be a dick. And you can talk about whatever you like. Yes, we even sometimes talk about political shit. Sometimes. It's been a while since we've had those kind of conversations. And I'm glad that we don't really, because people get butthurt about stuff. And, you know, everybody's all up in arms right now about their number one guy going to jail, potentially. I don't think he'll see the inside of a cell. I don't think he will. But he's definitely in trouble, though. And he definitely broke the law. But yeah, I don't think he's going to see a jail cell. And people talk about two-tier justice. That's evidence. That trial, that's proof of two-tier justice. Anywho, feel free to join us on the Discord. Just don't be a dick. That's it. That's all. If you want t-shirts, look like a connoisseur of all that is good and holy of this world, they're wearing a Way the Brush t-shirt. And if you purchase yourself a shirt, send your picture of yourself in your shirt, and I will add it to the Monkey Shrine, which is also at waythebrush.com. Has links to Patreon. Huge thank you to all my patrons. Without your continued support, this channel would not be able to continue to do what it is that I do. And so a huge thank you to everybody for their continued support, and all you brand new ones as well. If you're not able to support monetarily, i.e. money, thumbing up the video, liking, following, subscribing, commenting, ringing the bell, all of that helps the channel as well. And all it takes a couple clicks of a button, and you're helping me out a great deal. And a huge thank you to everybody who takes the time to do that. Also, if you're watching this on YouTube, which vast majority of you are, memberships as well. Click the link. Click what makes sense to you. You know, whatever, right? Or don't. I don't care. I don't care. I really don't care. Because if nobody supports this thing, then I just go away and I go find a regular job. Big whoop. Right? Life continues. Life continues. What else? Oh, big thank you. Well, Carl, aka Beer and Blood Bowl YouTube channel. Check it out. We always take time to thank Carl, even though we're not using his music currently. But we still thank Carl for taking time out of his busy day to create the email jingles to play before the email segments of the show. And so always much love for Carl. And of course, speaking of love, much love to my baby brother, Evan, for creating the intro outro music that plays typically at the beginning and end of the show, which I haven't used as well because I just haven't loaded it into this program. Yeah. Anyway, much love to my baby brother, Evan. EB Comics. It's in the description below as well. Check it out if you need some rare comics, some rare ones. Fire Drake, I'm the big ragu of painting. The ragu? What's a ragu? If you ever get that scrotum feeling, just don't do it. Get the scrotum feeling. I thought maybe that's a play on the, the song. What's that? The Doobie Brothers? Or no, it's not Doobie. Is it Doobie? I can't remember. Have you lost that loving feeling? Have you lost that scrotum feeling? Poor Evan. Fuck off. That's why Ev's been building up all those muscles. If you follow him on Instagram, yeah, the dude's jacked, man. He's jacked. And that dude is bigger than me, like height wise, and he's just jacked. He's a big dude. Not that it entices me to like hit the gym. Yeah. Oftentimes they say people who are hitting the gym, they're working through stuff, and I don't know what my baby brother is working through, but yeah, apparently he just likes getting all the muscles. He wants all the muscles, apparently. So he's not saving any for me, and I'm withering away. Apparently I'm losing weight. Apparently I'm losing weight, and I'm losing muscle mass. So I don't know. Maybe I am sick. You never know. Could be. I'm getting to that age where I gotta fucking keep an eye on that kind of shit. Anyway, we're done. That's it. We're done. Hurry up, go play some games of 10th edition. Go play some games. You've got everything you need. You've got the rules, you've got the indexes, the data sheets, and you've got the points costs. There's absolutely no reason you can't be playing 10th edition right now. Go, hurry up, and play. For free, for God's sakes. And people say, like, oh, it's so expensive. Yeah, well, Games Workshop just gave away the latest edition of their game for free. And people still bitch. So, obviously, there's a lot of entitled fucks out there. That's all I'm going to say. A lot of entitled fucks. You're all a bunch of fucks. Fuck. Fuckity fuck. Fucking bunch of fucking fucks.